Good morning, everyone. It's morning for me. It's 7:30 in the morning. Just got up. It's pouring with rain. The dogs want to go out, but they'll have to wait for an hour because I've got something to share with you. Now, this is the first time that I've been compelled by all of these different online accounts that are supposedly Bryan Kohberger. I'm not convinced by any of them. The TikTok one's been debunked. The Reddit ones have been debunked. I don't know how many more there are, but this is compelling, in my opinion. So I'm going to share with you. And I've literally just got up and started exploring this. So we'll learn together. But it is the first time I've been compelled by an account that is allegedly Bryan Kohberger. And this is very enlightening. It's from 2011 when Bryan was a teenager. So long before we knew who he was. And some of the things that he was writing in 2011. If this is him, let's caveat the whole thing with this could be some kind of deep fake. But the posts are dated from 2011. And it's an account on a forum, a health forum. So I'm going to share some of these posts, and Twitter's lighting up with it all at the moment. So just give people a chance to come in, and then I'm going to share some of these posts. Let's say a couple of hellos first. Pie in the Sky. Scott H. Hi, Scott. Oh, what time is it for you? You're typing to me in the middle of the night. Debbie, Dina, Willow Rain, you're awake as well. Sandra in AZ, Arizona, also awake. Chris, we've had the conversation about captions, closed captions, often. And StreamYard does not allow me to use closed captions. It absolutely does not, I promise you. But you can put it on your end. If you're using Google Chrome on a computer, then you can put closed captions on. Just go into your settings and put on the closed captions option. And it works for everything. So you can put them on your end. Play Nice, Be Real. Finally making it to a live. Physics. Trixie Star. Whenever I come online, you're always here to mod for me. Juju. Peppermint. Who else have we got? Purple AJ. I guess I'll stop up a little later. 2:30 a.m. People can catch this on the replay, can't they? But yeah, some people coming in now. So I'm going to just get straight into this and start sharing these posts. Thank you, Soul for Music, for the $4.99. 2:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. So I've got to clock you live. So 2:30 a.m. on Sunday for the East Coast. It'll still be Saturday. No, it won't. Yeah, it will. It'll still be Saturday for some of you. All right, let's get into some of these posts then. My internet's telling me that the connection isn't very good. So if I'm breaking up, if I'm staticky, then that will be why. It should just right itself at some point. It looks okay on my end, but okay. All right, so this is from a health forum called Tapper Talk, and it's a health forum, and the forum that Bryan, or allegedly Bryan, is responding to is about visual snow. So his account is called XR, Those with Visual Snow. What is visual snow, I hear you say? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. So unless this is a deep fake, I'm very compelled by it for those just coming in. And he joined in 2009 and he was last active in 2012. So it's a long time ago. Now, this is the profile picture. So he's a teenager. And that looks like him to me. Thank you, Grandma Og, for the 1999. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. Just went through this with YouTube channel live, Hidden True Crime. Good stuff. So Hidden True Crime's got it. All right. I've literally just got up. And I'm very compelled by this. But just a second, because the dogs are outside barking their heads off. Please hold. Okay, I'm back. The dogs are in. It's pouring with rain. It's absolutely bucketing it down right now. So here are some of these posts. And as I said, if this is fake, then it's a very, very good one. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. But what is visual snow, I hear you say? Well, visual snow is, hold on a minute. I do have a tab with visual snow on it. Visual snow syndrome. So this is what Brian thinks he's got as a teenager. Visual snow is a neurological disorder characterized by a continual visual disturbance that occupies the entire visual field and is described as tiny flickering dots that resemble the noise of a detuned analog television. So that's what he's writing about back in 2011. But the posts are insane, right? The way that he's talking, I don't know whether he's actually got this visual snow syndrome, and he's extrapolating all of his psychological problems to this. He's assuming that all of his psychological problems are related to this visual snow syndrome. I don't know. I can't say. All I can say is the things that he was allegedly writing in 2011 give us some give us some very compelling clues as to what's happened to him as an adult. So yeah, it's part of a migraine kind of situation. So some people who get migraines get visual problems. I used to work with someone who had optical migraines, and he used to, like, during the process of having one of these, he would like go blind. You know, his vision became so bad he just couldn't see. But let's look at some of these posts. Now, these are lighting up on Twitter, absolutely lighting up on Twitter, and people are sharing many of these posts. So this is from May 12th, 2011. Now, remember, he's writing on a visual snow forum. His account is about visual snow. But yet he just goes into the depths of depression, depersonalization, and it's very concerning. Teffy the Water Gypsy, I also have Chiari malformation. I've never gone blind from it though, but I have Chiari. So May 12th, 2011. And again, for those just coming in, if this is a fake, it's very, very good. It's very good. And it does look like this is Bryan Kohberger, in my opinion. In my opinion. So in 2011, so he's 28 now. So 11 years ago. So he'd be 28, 17, wouldn't he? Nanny of 10. Thank you for the 10 Australian dollars from down under. It's a good time for you, this. Good time for you, this. Lex, this is Kohberger's account. Of all of the different Kohberger accounts that have been shared online, this is the most compelling. So the TikTok one's been debunked, the Reddit ones have been debunked, the I don't know how many more there are. There's this Papa Roger going around at the moment, and I'm not compelled by that either, even though some of the mainstream news channels have picked up on it. I'm not compelled by it, but this one I am compelled by. So I'm going to read some of these posts because I am compelled. Now, I can't prove this is him, but if it is, then it gives us a very stark view of his mindset as a teenager. And if he's carried on feeling like this into adulthood, then I think we've got a psychological profile. Because you remember what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build up information about his psychology. That's what I'm ultimately doing. That's why I've been sharing things that people have said about him when they were at school with him, or, you know, things that of experiences people have had with him in the past, because that's the only way we're going to get into his mindset, is vicariously via others, because we can't go and speak to him. But if this is him, if this is allegedly him, then this is the most information I think we're probably ever going to get, unless he comes out like and does an interview and talks. So that's where I'm at. Now the defense can run with this. Well, possibly, yeah. Is the survey on Reddit debunked? The survey from his study from his master study. No, that's real. That's real. I'm talking about the, I think it was someone called Inside Looking, an account called Inside Looking. That's not him. But the survey is him. It's got DeSales University on it. It's him. So the URL to this, for those asking, just let me share this tab here. No, wrong tab. It's tappertalk.com, and then I'll get to it. I'll get to it because I'm sharing this from a link. So I'll get to it. So this is May 12th, 2011. I always feel as if I'm not there, completely depersonalized. Mentally, I experience fog, lack of comprehension at some times, feel like my life is a movie, depression, no interest in activity, constant thoughts of suicide, crazy thoughts, delusions of grandeur, anxiety, and poor self-image. So this is him. Okay, this is the URL here. There you go. That's the URL. That's the profile that I've just shared with you. So tappertalk.com/groups/those with visual snow, all one word, /CA or can, so /can you relate, and then the forum number. So that's the URL that I've just shared with you. Okay. So this is another one of his posts. So this is, can you relate? So tappertalk.com. Hold on. I've gone to the wrong one. I've got so many windows open. I can't deal. There we go. There we go. You can see that now, can't you? I've got like 5 million windows open at the moment. All right, so let's read this. So this is July the 5th, 2011. I've had this horrible depersonalization go on in my life for almost 2 years. I often feel myself making simple human interactions, but it is as if I'm playing a role, playing games such as Oblivion. I can see what is going on. I'm slightly into it, but I can pause the game and focus on my real life. In this case, my life is the game, and my old self can be reached by pausing the game. But how? So remember, this is him supposedly talking about his experiences of having visual snow. But this is insane. I often think of things that humans do, things I have done my whole life. I feel like an organic sack of meat with no self-worth, as I am starting to view everyone as this. Everything I've ever done makes no sense. How did things get this way? How am I wearing this shirt, and who decided that humans shall wear shirts like this? Are we all just advanced animals with possession? Or is there more? More that I cannot see. I cannot connect. I view everything as I would if I was playing Oblivion, pointless and full of nothing. Out of reality. I'm moving out of my house. My last holidays were already lived. But where was I? As my family group hugs and celebrates, I am stuck in this void of nothing, feeling completely no emotion, feeling nothing. I feel dirty, like there is dirt inside my head, my mind. I am always dizzy and confused. I feel no self-worth. I am intelligent, but I feel the opposite. I say things I don't mean. The last holiday in my house, the house I grew up in, the house I once contributed to, the house I once felt at home in, is past. As I hug my family, I look into their faces. I see nothing. It's like I'm looking at a video game, but less. I feel less than mentally damaged. It's like I have severe brain damage. I am stuck in the depth of my mind, where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here or am I fake? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back to reality? I try to remember where I originated from, but I can't. I barely remember my childhood. I often fear being 80 years old, alone, and having faint memories of my parents, everything I missed out on. I think about my father, what a good man he is, how I treat him like dirt because I have this condition and I can't take it. I might spiral out of control and lose myself in the void. I can't let it all go. All of these regrets I predict for my future self. All of these thoughts of remorse. I got this when I was in my stage of discovery. Now I look in the mirror and I see this sickly, tired, useless, and stupid man in the mirror. He is a complete disgrace. He doesn't even deserve to live. I remember when I was 15, so that would have been 2 years previous. I would wander alone at 2 a.m. Everything was so generic. Nowhere felt like home. I saw things that were not there, a different reality. I felt eerie and alone. I died during those nights. I felt like a criminal, but where was my record? I can't talk without flinching now. I used to be this healthy blonde-haired boy with blue eyes. In a few years, I have darker hair and darker eyes, half the body weight. Where did I leave off? I try to sleep. I try to clear my mind, but the pressure won't go away. The pain and depression won't leave. Being me is this horrible disease that I was given. I think of it as I succumb to sleep. I see a huge intensity of black, yellow, and white fuzz. It makes my mind fizzle. I can barely keep in the bounds of reality. It's as if the ringing in my ears and the fuzz in my vision is simply all of the demons in my head mocking me. I fall asleep, but I wake up quickly to bloody screams. Is any of this here? Am I brain damaged? No. Then why am I like this? I have these thoughts in my head. I search for someone to relate to me. Everyone looks down upon me. No one can relate. As I try to read, suddenly my eyes look right through the words. When I look up, I see blue dots near the center of my vision. When I feel slightly calm, it gets hard to breathe. I see bright dots in my vision. Nothing I do is enjoyable. I am blank. I have no opinion. I have no emotion. I have nothing. Can you relate? And then people are replying to him. You are being forced to take one very extensive look at your innermost petty ugliness, as if the ride you're on is everything like Gauntlet. So someone talking, so we only got one reply to that. I think that's crazy. So you may well have visual snow, right? It's a very common, people who have migraine syndromes, it's common to get problems with your vision. But what I think he's doing is he's using this visual snow as a symptom of his deeper distress, his psychological distress. And he's quite happy to talk about it. So whether or not he's got a migraine-like syndrome becomes irrelevant, because it's his outlet, it's his reason for talking about the mental ill health that he's experiencing. So he's admitting that he has no emotion. Now, bear in mind, he's only 17 when he's writing this. Maybe even 16, because it's July and his birthday is in November. And, many people have teenage angst that goes away. But given the things that people have said of him in high school about how he just changed and about how he became aggressive, he couldn't, they had to move away from him because he became a bully. And then people who know him now, his previous classmates who knew him at Washington State, so only like a month ago, are saying the same kinds of things about him. So this mental torture that he's experiencing, I would submit that he's perhaps still there. And if this has been, it's not been challenged, it's not been treated, then how worse has this got? And this could, I guess, form part of his defense. Now, he told us when he signed his extradition papers, the judge said, do you understand? And do you have any mental health conditions? And he said no. But I don't know, guys. This is very, very interesting. And for the people just coming in, these are some posts that have been unearthed. And how on earth people found these, I have no idea. Because these are buried deep, deep, deep within the internet. And these are from 2011. And this is allegedly Bryan Kohberger as a teenager. So the website is called tappertalk.com. It's a forum. And he's writing on a health forum. And that's his account, xr.thosewithvisualsnow. And he's talking about so he made 118 posts. And he's talking about feeling depersonalized and having no emotion and being distant, feels dirty. There's dirt in his head. MS, all teenagers go through a phase of emptiness. No, I can promise you I never felt like this. So I can only speak for me. Yeah, lots of teenagers go through angst. They're trying to find themselves. The hormones are changing. So, yeah. But there's a lot to this. And I submit to you that if he still feels the same now, and this is an undiagnosed mental condition, and he gets a psych eval, his defense can use this. That's the issue. It gives us an insight into the way that he views himself. But from a practical standpoint, from a legal standpoint, his defense can use this. So let's see what else is out there. And Twitter's lighting up about this. I think it must be Nerdy Addict that found it, because people are all Nerdbird Mafia. I think that's one of Nerdy Addict's friends or something. But let's go through. Twitter's lighting up with a lot of these posts being shared. So again, that's the that's a link to a song. But I'm not going to play it because YouTube will flag it. But the lyrics to this song that is apparently his, I don't know. So, read that one. Read that one. Like, some of them are only kind of short. Hold on, there's kind of more up here. Hold on. And these were his last ones in 2012. I have just accepted my visual snow finally. I don't even feel the need to stay away from the forum. It doesn't scare me anymore. Anyone else come to terms? I feel like coming to terms could be a bad thing, though. Weird. I went crazy on Topamax. What's Topamax? Is that a medication? Whoever has unearthed these writings has just handed his defense team a big help. Yeah, yeah. That is true. What's Topamax? Hold on, I'll find out. Topamax side effects. So he went crazy on Topamax. Common side effects: feeling sick, stick to simple meals, feeling sleepy, dizzy and tired, blurred vision. So if he's on Topamax and he's getting blurred vision, I don't know. So what's it for? Does it tell me? Topamax is used alone or together with other medications to help treat certain types of seizures, e.g. partial seizures, tonic-clonic seizures. This medical will not cure epilepsy. It will only work to control seizures for as long as you continue to take it. So does he have epilepsy? So talking about his fitness there. Okay, so this is somebody responding to him. This is from December 2011. It's used off-label for migraines. Oh, okay. So he's been diagnosed with migraines and that's his medication. Okay. Idaho does not recognize insanity. No, it doesn't. But what it does is it puts your case on hold. We've seen this with Sarah Wanderer very recently in relation to the Michael Vaughan case. When she was arraigned, she was given she was sent for a psych eval, and her case is essentially now on hold because she's not deemed fit, psychologically fit to continue. So they send you for treatment and then they wait until you are psychologically fit to stand trial or understand your charges and understand the process. So no, they don't recognize it as a defense, but it can be used. It can be used. That's the problem. And it just puts your case on hold. Yes, I can share the link to this in the chat. So this is a link to his account. And then the posts that I was sharing, some of them are screenshots because I've not looked at all of the posts, but this one that I've just read, this long one, this is the URL to that. Okay, we've got some more here. A minute. Oh, I was sharing this one, wasn't I? Okay, you feeling the same way makes me feel like someone is there. Thanks for responding to me. And I have taken migraine pills, actually every effective migraine pill on the market, and I still ended up overdosing nearly 2 times. Off of those meds, I wouldn't consider doing that again. So he's being treated for migraines. But what the real issue is his lack of emotion and his depersonalization, derealization from the world. That's his real issue. No, I don't think it can be ignored, Barbara. I don't think it can be ignored. But what his defense will have to establish, if they want to use a mental ill health as a stalling tactic, he might not even want to. You know, he reckons that, you know, he was that keen to get back to Idaho so that he can exonerate himself. He might not even want to. Absolutely, Shelley, he's still responsible for what he did, without a shadow of a doubt. And in Idaho, if you are deemed psychologically unfit to understand the court process, then your case is put on hold until you are. So they don't take it as a defense at all. But the prosecution can say, well, you know, he was he's recently graduated a master's degree in May 2022, and he was accepted onto a PhD program. So he can't be insane, can he? Yes, Mel. There's a lot of garbage floating around online just now. That's why I've caveated all of this with, if this is fake, then it's a very, very good one. This is the most compelling of all of the accounts that are allegedly Bryan Kohberger. This is the only one that has compelled me that could be him. None of the others have. I think all of the others aren't him. So if this is fake, it's very good. Very well done. If it's fake. So he nearly overdosed on migraine medicine. Sometimes when we move from a sitting position to a standing one, our vision turns really bright and intense in comparison to the usual. Today I got up and it got so bad that I almost felt and my heart pounded intensely. I couldn't see for that 0.8 seconds completely. I've had this for over 2 years and I have it bad in every single way. Not one night have I slept normal since, and I feel like I am trapped here. I have been able to block it out for a while now, but I realise what is wrong and it suddenly becomes unbelievable. I am desensitised in every way now. People say these are supposed to be the years I enjoy and cherish. Well, I can't say I will cherish these days. So teenage angst, maybe? Diagnosed with migraines, according to what he's writing here, according to this account. But it seems that his problems were way, way deeper. So did he have an undiagnosed mental condition? The only focus of his treatment was the migraines. So was he using the migraine story, the migraine diagnosis online to vent his true emotions, his true, well, not emotions, but his true symptoms? So yes, he could have been suffering from migraines and visual snow, and that be real, that be a problem. And, you know, migraines are horrible. But alongside that, there's these deep psychological issues that, if left untreated, and if he's still experiencing those symptoms now, can explain a lot, can explain his lack of emotion that we've seen, you know, just the few shots we've had of him in this process, the things that have come out about him in jail, that he's very calm, he's emotionless, he's like a robot, and he's going through life as this robot man. Yeah, I would like to know that as well, Gigi, absolutely. Like to know more about his application process to the Pullman PD. Did he get an interview? If so, why didn't they hire him? Was he administered and did not pass the psych test? Absolutely. That's the first thing I thought when I read that in the affidavit was, well, he's obviously didn't get that job, that internship, So why didn't he get it? What was the reason? Was it just that there was better candidates? You know, there was only a certain amount of positions available and there were better candidates? Or was there a psychological thing going on? He went to a psychologist in one of the tapas posts. I've not got to that yet. Back yet. Think he's an incel. Oops, jumped. He's an incel and he killed Xana and Dylan. He didn't kill Dylan. Mother McReady didn't kill Dylan. He killed Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Allegedly, because everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely, Relvin. His problem is larger than a migraine headache. That's exactly what I'm saying. That he could have this migraine syndrome. It's very common. Migraines are common. And he could be experiencing these visual issues that he's concerned about as part of that migraine syndrome. But alongside that, there's this much more serious psychological problem that, if not treated, could explain why we're seeing what we're seeing. Now, it's no excuse from what he did, allegedly. No excuse whatsoever. It doesn't matter how severe your psychological trauma is or your psychological ill health is, you're still ultimately going to be deemed, unfit to be part of society. So certainly in the UK, if you're deemed psychologically troubled, you've committed a crime and you're diagnosed with a psychological condition that's serious enough for you not to be safe in prison, that the prison guards can't deal with you, then you're sent to a secure mental hospital, which is essentially a prison. But there's psychologists there on hand to deal with those issues, like Ian Brady, the Moors murderer from the 60s. He lived his entire life in Ashworth Secure Hospital, which is not too far from here. But he was essentially in a prison. I've been there. I've been to Ashworth, and when you're going up to it, it looks like a prison. It absolutely looks like a prison. And you're not treated any better than you are in prison. But obviously, I'm talking about the UK. It's just that it's a hospital for people who've committed crime, who are mentally unfit. So you get convicted. It's just where you live is different. And people who think that secure hospitals are better than prison, you're wrong. They're treated in every way like a prison. But you have therapy, you have treatments. There's a psych team. You're given a psych team. It's just a place where prisoners go who can't be dealt with by prison guards who are not psych experts. Empty shell of a human. Yes, Debbie. Dolly says, for me, gabapentin one time was enough, was for my pain. I take gabapentin for my back, my spine problems, and I'm fine on it. When I first started taking it, I was kind of woozy and stuff, but my body just got used to it, and I'm fine with it. I don't have any symptoms, any side effects at all from it. But I guess everyone's different. I wonder what his dad and him talked about driving cross country. No idea. But I'm assuming that his parents know all about this, because he said in one of these posts that, his dad's a good man, but he treats him like dirt. So I'd imagine that they've had a lot of problems with Bryan. And maybe they're feeling good that he got his life back on track. Yeah, Laurie Daybell's another one, yeah. Like the trial's been delayed. How many times now? How many times now has Laurie Vallow's trial been delayed? Oh my word, nope. My mother's father killed his wife, her mother, beat her to death with the leg of a kitchen table in front of 8 kids. He spent the rest of his life in a mental institution. My mum was 4 at the time. That's awful. That is awful. Yeah, so you're going to get locked up. Isn't that the point? That you get convicted and you get locked up, and it doesn't really matter where you live, where you're locked up. The fact that you are locked up is the thing. The fact that society is safe from anything you might do. Yeah, my spine's a mess, Mel. It's partly genetics and partly injuries from martial arts. But I've got 2 collapsed discs and some damaged vertebra. Weird. This is weird. So December 22nd, 2011. Yeah, it seems like visual snow actually assimilates to the new things that occur. You just have to train your body to be used to physical pressure, and you'll never see this again when you cough. I think that's the least of his worries about what happens when he coughs. So that's what we've already seen. That long one, people are chopping that long one up. That long one's concerning though. So I'm going to dig into this account. He's made 118 posts on it. Now, I think probably some of them are boring. Like short, just replying to people. But it's tappertalk.com, and then his account is called XR those with visual snow. But he hasn't posted on it since 2012. So I just thought it was interesting. I thought it gives us insight that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Is this fake? It could be, but if it is, it's a deep fake. It's a very good fake. If it's fake. This is the post that's the most concerning. Talking about depersonalization, derealization, talking about feeling that he has no emotion, that he looks into people's faces and he sees nothing, like he's living in a video game. He feels damaged, like he's got severe brain damage. Stuck in the depths of my mind where I can constantly battle my demons. Am I here or am I fake? So is this a sign of a psychotic disorder? Is this the sign of teenage angst? Nothing more. And he's magnifying that out of proportion. If so, why? Yeah, Blue Pearl Girl. Yeah, visual snow is kind of like seeing stars with something else. Yeah, it's like having impairments of vision that come and go. and it's usually associated with migraines. Lee here, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. Good day. There's a pic of BK 2011. He's still overweight. This profile looks nothing like him. It's available on Google. High school pic. I think it's not him. Yeah, I've got those pictures, but he lost a ton of weight in a very short space of time. I'll show you that in a minute. So it could well be him still. And it could be that he lost a ton of weight very quickly because he started restricting his diet. And that's another symptom of his mental problems. And yeah, it's about the same time that he had the alleged heroin addiction. So he was at high school when he started taking heroin. So obviously that could be a contributor to his extreme weight loss. Restricting his diet severely because he was bullied. He was bullied for being overweight. So he's maybe tried to do something about that and gone too far, as many people do. And then maybe he was taking drugs to try to deal with this severe mental distress that he was feeling. Miss Enigma, member for 4 months. Great live. Thank you. It's only going to be a short live. The dogs are getting really antsy now. They want to go out. And it stopped raining. How tall is he? He's 6 foot. Yeah, he used heroin as a teenager. So let me just find, I've got so many windows open. Hold on a minute. I'll find the visual snow thing in a minute. Visual snow. Here we go. Oh, no. Wrong window. Okay. All right. Got it. That's not sharing now, is it? Dear me. So visual snow is a neurological disorder characterized by continuous visual disturbance that occupies the entire visual field and is described as tiny flickering dots that resemble the noise of a detuned analog television. Visual snow syndrome. Get lost. So it's a syndrome within itself, but it's often associated with migraines. A lot of people with migraines get visual issues. Dark Time says, I have migraine with aura. I'll see the lights until my vision is almost completely hindered. And after it clears when the pain comes. Yes, I used to work with someone who had optical migraines and he was exactly the same. Like he'd lose his vision completely. Like it would just come on. So it's when the whatever's going on in your brain to cause the migraine starts in your optical center in your brain, and then it moves out, and then you would get the migraine headache after. So yeah, so it can be characterized as like dots in front of your eyes, blurred vision. So I mean, migraines are obviously very common, but only a small number of people get this kind of phenomenon, this visual phenomenon, because not everybody who has migraines has optical migraines. My son used to get migraines. He's not had one for years now, but he used to get them as a kid, and he couldn't look at light. He would have to wear like shades inside. He couldn't look at light while he had a migraine. Did he have a head injury? I don't know. That's a good question, Physics. I don't know. Now, it could be that he's got this visual snow problem, this migraine problem, And then he's using that as an avenue to go online and talk about his psychological problems. But I'd like to know whether he's ever had a diagnosis at all. What's that? Why would it take over 10 years for him to allegedly take such drastic action based on an outright honest mindset? Don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. Nihilism, it's beyond anxiety. Brian likes rap, but think grunge and casual. Then the metal black stream where the Norwegian death metal scene has few murders. Yeah, Connie, I think that's what it is. I think he's got this genuine problem, this migraine problem. It's common to have migraines, and is using that as an avenue to talk about what's really troubling, what's the most troubling thing. I mean, migraines are horrible. I'm not saying, I'm not belittling the fact that migraines are very painful and very concerning and debilitating at times. But the real issue that he's talking about here is his lack of emotion and his depersonalization. Is distant from the world. Jerry, I don't know when he became vegan, but he's not vegan. He's not vegan. We've had this conversation many times. I'm vegan and he is not vegan. The fact that he restricts his diet and refuses to eat anything from an animal isn't because of veganism. Veganism is avoiding the exploitation, where practicable and possible, of animals. So it includes, yes, that includes diet because you don't want to eat your friends, but it also includes doing a lot of other things as well. And the K-bar knife that he used in the murders, the sheath was made of leather, which is part of a cow. I believe the handle of the K-bar has got leather. A true, genuine vegan would not have bought a knife that had leather accessories. Would not, absolutely would not. So he's not vegan. He's not vegan for, in the true sense of being vegan. I know a lot of people call themselves vegan because they don't eat animal foods, because they're restricting the diet in whatever way. But it's not because you don't want animals to be exploited. It's because you are restricting your diet. Exactly, mixtape. Plant-based is the diet. Vegan is the lifestyle. Absolutely. He's a fake vegan, yeah. So don't know what his perceived reasons was for being vegan, in inverting commas. May not be leather. Apparently it was. Apparently it was. No, we don't. I don't buy leather. Never bought leather. I haven't eaten meat since I was 11 years old, and I've never bought leather. Any item that's got leather on it. So no, not belts, not shoes, nothing. It's part of an animal. Not only do you not eat your friends, you also don't wear their skin or use their skin. You don't. But yeah, apparently the K-bar, I've looked it up, the K-bar, it's leather, real leather. So no, it's not vegan. Or else he wouldn't have had that type of knife. Because there's many others he could have chosen that don't have leather accessories. So there you go. There's that. Anyway, I just thought I'd share those. I'm going to dig into this in more detail. I'm very concerned by it. And like I said at the beginning, it's the one that's, of all the different accounts that's come out that are supposedly Bryan Kohberger, these are the most compelling in my opinion. But I just want to share before I sign off. I just want to share. I'm going to have to unshare and reshare to do this. The fact that he had drastic weight loss in a short space of time. So that was him in high school, where he was overweight, very overweight. And then this is what someone said about this. Nick McLaughlin, 26, who was friends with Kohberger in high school and vocational school, has been following the Moscow murders. He describes Kohberger as down-to-earth member of his friend group who was overweight when they graduated junior year. So how old are you in junior year? Because we don't have junior year and senior year. We just have like year 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So graduating junior year, how old would he be? Like, he looks about maybe 16 there. 16 to 17, thank you. I was going to say he looks maybe about 16 there. But then at the start of senior year, so graduates junior year, goes into senior year, he's thinner than a rail. So he's lost weight rapidly. And this person says he was thinner than a rail and turned aggressive. He picked up a new hobby, taking boxing classes. And then he goes on to say, he always wanted to fight somebody. He was bullying people. We started cutting him off from our friend group because he was 100% a different person. Asked what might have contributed to the change that summer. So this was across one summer. So he went from that to that in one summer. So he didn't know why there was this change. But we've heard from other people that when he was overweight, he was bullied for his weight and girls would laugh at him. So he's probably decided to do something about it. Take up fitness, restrict his diet, but he's gone too far, as many people do. Yeah, he's gone from this just normal, regular kid with a bit of a weight problem to this where it's that stairs come on. Drastic fast weight loss, which if you have this big weight loss very, very quickly, that can psychologically distress you. You can become manic as a result of malnutrition. So maybe you started boxing for weight loss, maybe drug use, maybe to deal with his psychological trauma that he was experiencing. So there's a lot. It's a lot. So this guy here who knew him in junior high school and then senior high school, he's just one of many people that have come out. His high school friend did an interview on Fox News yesterday night. Friend said they did heroin together, worked at a pizza place together, and BK went to rehab several times. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people coming out who knew him. So it's around the same time that he was making those posts on that forum. Like 2011, he would have been 16 to 17, and then 2012, he'd have been nearly 18. So it was around the time that he was doing this drastic weight loss. Yeah, delusional, yeah. I mean, even in one of these posts, it says himself in his own words. Here, this is May the 12th, 2011. Assuming this is him, and I'm going to caveat it all with if this is him, I always feel as if I'm not there, completely depersonalized. Mentally, I experience fog, lack of comprehension at some times, feel like my life is a movie, depersonalization, depression, no interest in activity, constant thoughts of suicide, crazy thoughts, delusions of grandeur, anxiety, poor self-image, poor social skills, no emotion in capital letters. I feel like nothing has a point to it. When I get home, I'm mean to my family. This starter is when Visual Snow did. So it started when Visual Snow did. So he's attributing all of this to his Visual Snow. But it's not. His Visual Snow problem is something separate. But he's using it as an avenue to talk about these really deep psychological problems. And we've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen him like this with this just no emotion, like going through being accused of a quadruple murder with literally no emotion. Exactly, doesn't look fazed by what he did. So when he gets home, he's mean to his family. I felt no emotion, and along with depersonalization, I can say and do whatever I want with little remorse. Everyone hates me pretty much. I am an asshole. Yeah, so have I. Mixtape. So many questions. It's a lot. But as I said, this could be a deep fake. But it's a good one. It's a very good one. And I do think it's him. It's the only one that I've been compelled by. The only one. All these others I'm not compelled by. VS is Visual Snow, Lawnmower Man. Sounds like he's pre-diagnosing himself. Yeah, that's it. And maybe self-medicating by taking drugs. But I'd be interested to know whether he was diagnosed with something as a teenager, something other than Visual Snow syndrome or migraines. It seems real to me, and that does look like him. I know I've zoomed it in so much, can't really tell. But in that picture, he doesn't look skinny, does he? He's got weight on him there. He's not probably vastly overweight. Maybe that was during his weight loss. I don't know. But he's not really, really skinny there by the looks of his body. That's a good thing. Good question, Hey Boo. Or a good comment. It could be motive. Wanting to see if he feels something. It's a pretty drastic way. Yeah, I can't eat Impossible Burgers either, Marie. Give me really bad bellyache. Yeah, I've got that picture, physics, but that's quite a recent one, because that's when he was doing his psychology degree. That was when he was doing his undergrad degree. Look at him. So that would have been, well, he graduated his undergrad in 2020. So this would have been 2020, 2019, 2018 even. I mean, look at him there. That is very underweight by the looks of it. You know, just that sunken eyes, and just like the cheeks. He's put on a little bit of weight now, but the fact that he's gone through, he's continued to have this, these photos where he is drastically underweight by the looks of things, leads me to believe that the psychological problems are still there. The underlying psychological problems are still there. So Shellick says he went on the restrictive diet off of the internet to help visual snow and rid toxins at the time on this forum. I haven't, I literally just got up and started to look at this and then thought, I'm going to go live and talk about this. So I haven't, he's made 118 posts and I've probably seen less than 10 of them. So there's a lot more for me to dig into here later. It's currently 10 to 9 for me. Maybe body dysmorphia, became anorexic. Yeah, possibly did. Possibly did. And so many people come to veganism, and I'm doing my inverted commas. I know you can't see me because I'm not on camera, but I'm doing my inverted commas because they want to rid their body of toxins and and they give veganism a really bad name. But no, veganism is not about dietary restriction. It's about not wanting to eat or abuse your friends. No, it's not the vegan diet. It's a very restrictive diet. Do I look like I'm restricting my food? Do I? I haven't eaten meat since I was 11. Do I look like I'm restricting my food? Do I? No. Because I don't want to eat my friends. That's why I don't consume or use animal products where practicable and possible. So, did you do paleo? I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to go because Cassie's like looking very, very antsy and it stopped raining. So I'm going to dig into this forum today. I'll post the link one more time for you. This is just a link to his profile. You're going to have to rewind, Kathy, because I'm signing off now. But visual snow, it's a visual problem. It's like dots in front of your eyes. It's part of a migraine syndrome. But just rewind back to the beginning. Walkies, yeah, absolutely. Walkies. All right, there's nearly 2,000 people in chat, but I am going to go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go. Got to go and start my day. So, happy Sunday to you all. And I'll be back very soon. And yeah, let's look into this. Is this a deep fake? Is this real? Me, I'm compelled by it. But yeah, for those on the replay, let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll see you very soon. So thank you for the super chats. It's very kind of you. Thank you to Trixie Star and Bug Love and anybody else who's in the chat that I haven't noticed who've been moderating for me. And I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.